said, I'm going to work on taking off this opposed twin carburetor. This is actually the carburetor that was off that LT1000. This is from Raj from Oceanside, and I just didn't use this carburetor. I'm assuming this carburetor is pretty clean because this was on the tractor while he was using it when the connecting rod blew. So all indications is this should be clean, but you never know. It doesn't seem like Raj knew, really how to take care of his stuff. You know what I mean? So maybe it's clean, maybe it isn't. But nevertheless, I'm going to take this carburetor apart and we're going to put it in my ultrasonic cleaner. My ultrasonic cleaner right now is being heated up, and so we're going to take off this air cleaner base. As you know, it's 3 screws, same as the other one, 5/16. Carburetor is just like the other one. It's a 4-screw Nicky. To remove this from the intake manifold, is looks like 2 3/8. Delay that order, soldier. 7/16. That's it. Want to make sure the orientation of this spacer here. It's such that it can only go in one way because it has this little notch there. It fits right into, so it can only go one way. I like when they do that, so there's no thinking. You know that that's just going to go there. There's a little hook here. See how that is? This goes like that. That goes like that. There's a little hook here. This hook goes right in there. KKK? Now I'm going to disassemble this carburetor after I put this away in a safe spot. I'm going to take the top off. Like I said, it's the 4 Phillips screws. You guys can use a screwdriver if you want and just take longer, that's all. But I love the impact. Gasket's on there pretty well. Yuck. It is dry though. I don't know. Questioning whether or not this could run, I guess it's alright. Gasket's good. Bowl. A lot of corrosion there though. This is a tough part. Let's get the jet out. And this screwdriver doesn't look like it'll fit. Just to be kind of safe, since we're dunking this into the ultrasonic anyway, I'm just gonna use some penetrating oil for that. I'm gonna get one 3/4 wrench for that nut. Got my 3/4 wrench here. It's tough to do because you don't have it on the tractor, so you need some leverage. This drain plug comes right out. Has a washer on there, or a gasket if you will. It's a jet nut in there, screw. There's a lot of rust here, and I don't know why. So I'm just using some penetrating oil from my friends over at Lucas Oil Products, just to get that a little bit loose, because it looks like this may give me some trouble. So this one's been soaking for a second or two. Oh, by the way, yesterday I was doing the video, and I could not find this screwdriver, right? I just didn't know where I put it, right? And I went back to my video, and it showed that I had put this right near the flywheel, where the tin on the bottom of the flywheel is. I put it there, and I rested it there, and I couldn't find it for the life of me. I couldn't find the screwdriver. So I went back to the video, and I saw where I put it. I went back in there, took the damn cover off, and it was inside the cover. It's a good thing I went back there to look, because, I mean, I'm amazed that that flywheel didn't, like, completely grind this up and blow the whole thing up, you know? So, you know, sometimes you guys notice. I know some of you might have noticed. Hey, Henry, you put your screwdriver there. Anyway, this screwdriver, okay, here we go. I'm pushing down. Oh man, it wants to strip, man. I'm using this one. This one's a carburetor one. Ooh yeah. Is that ooh yeah, or is that uh-oh? It's turning a little, but it's like really hard, so I don't want to turn it anymore, honestly, because I think it'll break. Why? Why is it so difficult? I'm going to try this one. Oh, this one was super easy. Okay, so it's moving a little. I'm just going to work it back and forth. There we go. If you work it back and forth and don't force it, you're going to allow some of that penetrating oil to get into the thread, see? And then it makes it easier to get out. See, there we go. I'm working it back and forth. Now it's coming out. Awesome! Yeah, it looks like it's kind of cloggy. And I can't see through it. So this one needs a clean. For sure, dude! But this one in here is coming out pretty well. There it is. Okay, so we got that. So, let's see, what was that guy's name? Oh, damn it. Robert. He donated $5 to me recently. Robert Kidder. One of those guys told me, actually I forget, Don Echo Man. Well, shout out to Don Echo Man anyway. He comments a lot and helps me out. Somebody had sent me a link to a diagram on the bottom part. I think it was Don from Colorado, Don Echo Man. That there's, if you could see, there's actually a hole here and like a slit over there, and actually fuel comes out of there. Fuel or air comes out of there, and you almost never clean that area because you don't even know it's there. You know, you can barely see it. So there's a Welsh plug in here. Technically, you could break that and pull it out and put another one in there, but I'm not doing that. I'm just going to throw this in the ultrasonic. Older models of this had an adjustment screw for this. This one doesn't. Another subscriber, my friend Robert Nighthawk, told me Henry, you should take the fuel pump apart. Well, I didn't do it on that one because I felt like it was getting fuel, but reluctantly I'm going to listen to him and take this one apart because I don't know if this one works. Henry, this is how you hurt your hand. Oh yeah, I did hurt my hand this way. I basically went like that, you know. It wasn't here, but it was there. The drill went right into my hand. I did that once. I'm not putting downward pressure too much, so. Anyway, so the reason why I'm reluctant to take apart the fuel pump is because there are these springs in there, see? Springs and gaskets. It's not so bad on the 4-screw Nicky, but it's really bad on the 3-screw Makuni. Alright, so there's more springs in the Makuni, the 3-screw one, than the 4-screw one. I think actually the Nickies, which they're less desirable, but I like them better because they're easy to work on. So I'm going to show you what I'm talking about here. We're going to disassemble this fuel pump, see? So the first layer is this metal part. Remove it slowly because a spring will pop out and hit you in the face. It's kind of puffy. I think that's good that it's puffy. That seems good. Should I throw this in the ultrasonic too? How do you guys feel about gaskets in the ultrasonic? Yeah, it's always wet anyway, so... Anyway, I want to make sure I get this right. You can only put this on one way. Let's just make sure though. This is the top. So the 2 holes here are on the bottom of each of these 2 columns of a depression. Okay, so it's on the bottom. Makes sense because if there's any liquid, it'll drain out. Okay. Anyway, look, there's a notch here and a hole there, so you couldn't mess it up. You can only go in one way. Okay, so that's the first layer. Second layer is this plastic part with the diaphragm there. All right, look. Huh. Why is it only 1 screw? And not only that, this doesn't look like the kind of screw I'm used to. It's a thicker, wider screw. Unless this is a newer version. Could have sworn that there was a wider one here and a smaller one here, but there is none. Well, it could be a newer one. Correct me if I'm wrong, fellas. But this is the spring that goes in the middle. Well, look, that's it. So that wasn't hard at all, unless this is not complete. Because I could have sworn there was another screw. You know what I mean? Confirm that with me. Go! Son of a gun. How did that go? Alright, that goes like that. Okay, no worries. Comment, guys, if you can confirm what I'm saying here. Ooh! I just blew into here and look, see? That goes like that. Screw goes like this. Spring. That goes like that. See, it's a pain in the butt, man. You gotta put it like this. If you want to put this back together again, you need to take some Rolaids. Or chew on some gum. Or smoke a cigarette. Okay, that goes in like that. You gotta put it in that way. Then like that. Then what happened? Just like that. See, that's what I'm saying. I think that there was a spring there somewhere. It can't be that easy. That was too easy. Oh, whatever. Anyway, so these are all the pieces I'm going to just throw into the ultrasonic. You can't take this apart anymore because this seems to be a newer version. I remember the older versions had an adjustment screw here where you can adjust the fuel-air mixture, but this one doesn't have that. So I can't take this apart any more than this. It's like I said, the opposed twins are actually pretty easy to work on. You know, let's get this here. Ah, right. Well, let's take the float off. This pin looks like it's going to be difficult to get out. Yep, this one looks difficult. And I don't want to break it, you know. I have to find something like a nail or something to put it here and tap it. So I've got a punch here. You know what? Let's just be a little safe than sorry. Some penetrating oil. Sure that is. See, I use penetrating oil a lot. Alright, so look. Hope you guys can see. I'm just going to take a punch. Just slightly tap it without breaking it. Because if I break this, it would really suck. It's not moving. It's not moving. Maybe I'll tap this side, loosen it up. You know what? This has a rubber thing. I don't want a rubber thing. You need metal to metal to get that impact sound.
Henry, you're gonna break it! Henry, you're gonna break it!
Shut up. I'm not going to break it if I put something underneath there.
Still gonna break it, Henry. You don't know what you're doing.
Should I go get a hammer?
No, don't get a hammer. If you get a hammer, you're definitely gonna break it.
Sons of guns, it's not coming out, man. So look, what am I going to do if I don't get this out? Because the needle is under there, and I want to get the needle out. Alright, don't make me do it. I'm going to go get a hammer.
No! No, don't get a hammer. You're gonna break it.
Alright, I'm not going to get a hammer. I'm going to get a heavier screwdriver. How's that?
All right.
If you guys are new to the channel, the voice you hear is my alter ego. Alright, I'm making some progress. Look at there. It's kind of coming out. Or like they say in Canada, coming out. Coming out. I'm going to find a nail. Thin nail. I don't have a nail, but I found a really thin screw. And I'm going to just tap this. I'm not gonna, I'm going to.
Good thing you didn't get the hammer, Henry.
Well, I should have got that screw because now it's in there. I have damaged it slightly. Alright, I'm going to get this pin out, damn it. It's coming. That sucked. And I was lucky, it's pretty clean. Here's the needle. Shake the float, it's good. There's no fluid in here. If you have gas in here or water, you need to get a new float. This is good. So, needle is good. This top part is off. Alright, so here, putting the needle there. What the hell? Why not, right? I'll ultrasonic the screws too. And the drain. And this is important, the jet nut. Of course, I probably am now confused which one's which. No, it could only be one. They're both different. Yeah, this is the one that goes in there. That needs to be cleaned. There's some more screws. Here's the pin thing, that needs to be cleaned too. So I'm just dumping this, that, and that in the ultrasonic cleaner. Not the bolt, not the float. So my ultrasonic has been heating up for the past hour or so. You guys, my subscribers, told me to use purple power, but honestly, same crap as water and soap, man. Haven't seen any difference, okay? You guys told me to spend that money to buy that thing. Well, it doesn't really work all that well. But I listened to my subscribers. Here we go. This is the way it looks now. You guys know what it looks like, so just dunking that in there. Ooh, it doesn't look like it goes all the way in there. It doesn't look like it goes all the way in.
Is it all the way in?
Yes.
I don't feel anything.
Right. Alright, that's all the way in. Okay. Here's my whole tray full of stuff. I'm just gonna, yes, watch this. Just gonna dump it in there because I think that the contact with the metal is more important, you know? So I want it to touch the metal and not it be hiding inside the carburetor, you know? That's the reason why you take it apart. When I stop this, I'm gonna take everything apart anyway. I'm gonna dunk the contents of this into something else anyway. So anyway, so I'm gonna do this for the maximum is 30 minutes on here. So I'm going backwards. There's 30. I'm gonna turn it on. It doesn't go zzz right away. The heat is hot, right? The water is hot, but it doesn't go zzz right away unless you kind of shake it a little bit. Unless mine's broken. Okay, now it's starting to get... For some reason, the sound So to satisfy my own curiosity, as I said, I don't recall why the fuel pump on that one had only one thin spring. I mean, this is the first time I've seen one that just had one spring. The other ones I've seen 2 or 3 springs. So Robert Nighthawk told me I should clean the fuel pump on this. It was the only thing I didn't do on this, right? So I'm just going to take this apart. It's also a 4-screw carburetor. It's a Nicky. And I never cleaned the fuel pump because I always thought it was pretty good. But as Don Echo Man said, and also Robert Nighthawk, it's a fuel delivery issue, possibly. So let's just see. On that one, the first layer came off. And it looks exactly like that one. Second layer will come off. It should have a spring. And it does. And it's identical. Son of a gun. There's a spring. That thing. And yes, it does have some debris there. It does have some debris. Or debris. So this is the pulse line that goes in there. It's not blocked. And I don't know if I want to put fuel in there because, you know, I don't know if I want to put contact cleaner in there, you know. Because it is just air and it goes into the crankcase. So do I want fuel to go in there? Probably not. So, look at that. Look how dirty it is. It's quite dirty. Yes, I know it's Chinese New Year, lasts for a week, but I'm only not supposed to take a shower on the first day. First day's gone already, so I've already taken a shower, in case you guys want to know. Is this a hole? So it had some debris, but it wasn't really that dirty. You know what I mean? So this is identical to that one. I've never seen one like this. Usually I have... Oh. Usually I have another spring. So. Another spring here? No? There is no spring in here? There's no spring in there either?
Henry, making a mess.
It's pretty clean. I'm going to put this back on. Going one way. Okay. This goes like that. Goes like this.
Henry, how are you gonna put that on?
Very cool. It's almost impossible to put it on without taking it off this way. I don't know why I tried to do that. I knew that it was almost impossible to do it, but I'm gonna try it. I'm not gonna, I'm gonna. So this is interesting. I'm going to put pressure on this plate there, so it holds it there. Get it into this ditch. I actually have to disconnect this because this is getting some resistance. There, that's going to be easier. So, that there. Spring there in the middle. I'm going to hold the spring while I do this. Get it into the ditch. Put pressure down. Take that out. Boom! I think that's right. This thing, again, there used to be springs. You guys not agree? These springs, man. Anyway, so as you can see, 2 columns with the holes on the bottom. And that's it. So that's cleaning a opposed twin fuel pump. I had some dirt in there, but I don't know. I don't think that really would get in the way of the amount of fuel getting in there. I mean, maybe. But I wanted to humor myself. Not to mention, Robert Nighthawk told me to do it. I always listen to him. I've never actually met Robert Nighthawk, but we talk on a regular basis. He's a good guy. He lives in Maryland. One day I'm gonna drop by Maryland for some reason or another, and I'll drop by and say hello. Alright, well, so that's it. Oh, by the way, yesterday, I want to tell you, this hose here has this insulation piece here that's pretty fat. That was getting in the way of the throttle. It was stuck right here. And it wasn't allowing the throttle to move. So that might have made some kind of difference, you know. I think this breather hose needs to go under it and push it up. That's that. Might as well give it a try. Why not? Full throttle, choke. So the minute I wanted to put choke down to run, stalled. Now it seems like it's not getting any gas, huh? And that's enough crankage. Let me put the charger on. So there was one time where I did the same thing and it wouldn't work. And the reason why was because I turned those screws too hard. So that could be a possibility that I turned the screws too hard. So I'm going to loosen it up a little bit. Not to mention the fact that I actually used an impact to put these on. So it could be too tight. That one's pretty tight. And also I just checked the gas. There's no gas. Well, there's very little, so I don't think it's reaching the hole. So, and there's also some debris in there. I'm going to suck it out. So in anticipation of me putting the second carburetor together, I'm going to remove the first carburetor. It would help if I had a battery. Remove the first carburetor out of there. By the way, I had a lot of debris in the gas tank. I just sucked out some like twigs and leaves and branches, whatever we had. Two T30, or like I said, the 3/8 or 7/16, but it's difficult to do. So usually the torque wrench is better, but it's kind of precarious, so it's also difficult to do that. I just need a socket. My battery's about to die, so I'm just doing this real quick. And if it dies, it dies. I'm basically taking this carburetor off. And once it's done with the ultrasonic, I'm going to rebuild that one. This is the pulse line here. I've already removed the two screws holding this together. There we go. And here it is. That's it. There's the carburetor. It looks clean. And I've done everything to this. It's been cleaned. Even the fuel pump has been cleaned. And actually, even after I clean the fuel pump, it doesn't seem to run very well. So we're going to put this aside somewhere, and then I will put the together the other one. After I charge my battery. I've never been much of a believer in ultrasonic cleaners because frankly I think it's wasted money and wasted time. Look, I just took this out. Looks like crap. It's still dirty. I put it in there for almost an hour too. See how much stuff is still on there? It's still dirty. So I don't think this did anything really except waste my time and energy and electricity. I never liked ultrasonic cleaners. You'll never convince me otherwise. I think it blows. But anyway, so this is the one I'm going to put together. My battery's going to die, so I'm going to take the carburetor that I just took off there, you know, the Jesse one. I'm going to take it apart and throw it in the car ultrasonic cleaner too, you know. Just what the heck, why not, you know? So I'm going to take that apart and throw it in there too. Well, all right. Looky here. While I was charging my battery, I put both of them together. Okay. Now tell me, which one do you think is the Raj one? The Raj one was the original carburetor off the blown engine that was off the tractor, the one I got for free. The Jesse one is the one that I got second, the 46. Okay. So which one was the Jesse one, which is the one that I've had running on this tractor before, but giving us problems, so that's why we took it apart and trying the second one. So which one is the Raj one and which one is the Jesse one? Actually, if I'm looking at it right now, I don't even really remember. Alright, so the one that looks cleaner, believe it or not, is actually the Jesse one. I'm sorry, the first one, the Raj one, which I haven't tried. It looked terrible before, but it actually looks cleaner now because I just spent about an hour blowing it with compressed air and carb cleaner. So and I put this together, and this one was, we just took that off, right? And I just put it in the ultrasonic anyway, and also reassembled it. So we're gonna install this one now. This is the original Raj one. I'm blowing fuel pump. You're supposed to be able to blow, but you can't suck. Seem to work as they should. Installing the carburetor actually is not that hard. It's actually pretty easy. What I was talking about before was this thing here. See how it gets in the way of this, right? This thing right here. So you know what? I'm just gonna take this off because it's gonna cause problems. Cause problems. I don't want problems. Get rid of it. Right? So get rid of it. So this is on the front. Gasket here. How did this go again? I go like this. No. There's more of a hook. More like this. That's right. And this went like that. That's for the choke. 2/7/16 right up the yazoo. Choke cable, extend, bottom one here. I marked it, so of course now the mark is not really clear because it's had carb cleaner everywhere, but I think it's right in there. This is the pulse, goes up here. Fuel. Here. I'm going to tighten this stuff up now. Okay, so this is the second carburetor that we're going to try. Both carburetors have been ultrasonically cleaned. Since this is fresh out of the cleaning, it's going to take a while for the fuel to pump. I hope I have enough juice in the battery. Choke, full throttle. Crank it a little. To get the fuel in there. Once you start seeing it spray up, it should start. So again, it runs well on choke. This is idle. So yeah, when you open up the choke, right, it seems like it's gasping for fuel. So I don't think it's getting enough fuel. That sounds like the way it is. When it's at low idle, it only wants to run on choke. So that actually ran okay, you know what I mean? Choke. Right around when I want to get to the very bottom, you know, of idle, it wants to stall. So it needs a little bit more adjustment. If you guys know if what else I should do, please, I'm all ears, because you know, I thought I knew these opposed twins very well, and I don't know. I guess you learn something new each time, because honestly, I didn't think that it. Those fuel pumps, I never seen the fuel pump that way, where there's only one screw, one spring, you know what I mean? I'm used to having two springs, and in the three screw one, 3 springs. So both these carburetors are identical, and they look exactly the same, and even in the fuel pump, it's exactly the same. As you saw, that there was a little bit of fuel coming over here, but I think it was just because this is the pulse line, and it's just pumping some fuel, and a little bit came through. I should put a clamp over here, but it really wasn't an issue, you know. So, you know, at high throttle, with the choke off, it ran at high throttle. But once you try to lower the throttle to about halfway, right, it kind of wants to stall. And when it kind of wants to stall, if I put a little bit more choke, it'll run, you know. So there's something screwy about the air-fuel mixture, and this does not have an air-fuel mixture screw anywhere on here to adjust it. So I think both carburetors ran similarly. I mean, could it be that the fuel pump is not generating enough gas? I mean, you saw gas spurting out like that, so I think there's plenty of gas. Sometimes I think that there's too much gas. But let me know what you guys think. If anybody has any more ideas. The ideas from the last episode was clean the fuel pump, take the whole thing apart, put it in the ultrasonic cleaner. Remember to get the holes on the bottom. Well, we did that today. We took the carburetor, 2 carburetors apart. We put them both in ultrasonic cleaners. we put them back together again, cleaned both fuel pumps. I cleaned the gas tank, actually. It had like debris and stuff in there, so I took all that stuff out. Put some more gas in here. And I mean, it runs on full throttle, no problem. You know what I mean? But I want it to be able to idle, you know, without any issues. But if I want it to idle, I'd have to put the choke back on. So anyhow, that's my episode for today. I wish I could have, you know, gotten this running the way I wanted it, but I guess this is the fun of it. You know what I'm saying? I have to go later to 5-Speed Ash's place for the trade to get another engine for one of my tractors, and that'll be in my bonus footage. But thanks a lot for joining me today on this carburation day. I'll see you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers. I'm going to give you some bonus footage right now. I noticed that there isn't any, well, since I was talking about it, I wanted to put a clamp on that pulse line, right? And I noticed that there wasn't any fuel filter on there. So I got a bag full of these fuel filters that I got from ProPartsDirect.net. They haven't sent me stuff in a long time, but I thought I'd give them a shout out anyway. Appreciate the stuff. So these fuel filters, these are designed for fuel pump type fuel delivery systems. The smaller one that has just, you know, both nozzles coming out, the little red ones or the white ones or the black ones, those are for gravity fed ones. But these have that paper filter inside of it, and it has an arrow that says flow. So you want the flow to go this way, right? So basically here's the fuel line over here. I'm gonna just cut it. I'm going to put it right in the side here. I'm going to do a nice clean cut. I know you can't see it right now, but you guys get the picture. Did a nice clean cut there. Fuel's dripping all over the place, making a mess. So, it's okay because fuel's only coming out from the amount of fuel that's in the line. If the engine's not on, the fuel pump is not on, so make sure I get it right. Flow arrow going that way, so I'm sticking it in here. You need a fuel filter because, like I said, I had all that debris inside the gas tank. Well, that debris will make its way through the line, clogging it, and right into your carburetor, which you don't want. Take the other end and make sure I put the clamp in there. Almost forgot. This will be kind of tricky to get in there. Cool. Alright, that's it. Easy peasy, man. When looking at the oil leak, remember I told you I had an oil leak back here? I wiped it down, and it appears that the oil leak, thank goodness, is not coming from the sump gasket, but rather it's still coming from the top part now of the rear access panel. I have a feeling that I might have to just use my gasket for that and stop screwing around. And as promised, wanted to get rid of that little small leak that we had here. I'm going to put this hose clamp onto this one. Shoot. Yeah, good luck ever finding that. It'll turn up someday to find another one. That's okay. I got another one. I'm going to hold on to this one now. It doesn't go flying. Back onto the pulse. There we go. I feel much better now.
See you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers. Yeah.
Hey guys, support my channel, buy a sticker. Also follow me on Instagram at Mowers Blowers. Check out my website, mowersblowers.com.